What is going on, Amazon sellers? Happy Tuesday, and welcome to today's live Q&A. And I'm here to answer your questions and help you in any way that I can with your Amazon business. We are live from sunny Central Florida, as always. And I apologize for running just a little bit late. One of my favorite things about Florida and Florida neighborhoods is before Christmas comes, the police, the firefighters, and Santa Claus come through the neighborhood. And so I was out with my family waving at Santa Claus and saying hey, and accepting candy from strangers who were driving down the street. So I hope you guys are having a great day. If this is your first time here, I know that we are live on Instagram for the first time today. So if it's your first time here, the goal of the show is to help you with any question, concern, thought that you have about Amazon and answer any question that may be plaguing you or your business. Or if you just want to share a win, I'm happy to give you a digital high five. DJ Crazy Jimmy, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Big T's in the house. Good to see you too. And Barat, I hopefully am saying that name correct. But hey, from Turkey. Something interesting about the country of Turkey is it is the country that I get the second most traffic to my blog from. The first, of course, is the US, but Turkey, you are a strong second place, and appreciate you guys. So I do have a piece of advice for you guys, or a tip that I can share with you guys today. But I'm going to hold off just a little bit until we get a few more folks in here. I see we've already got 66 folks in here, and I'm going to wait till we just get a little bit more. So, Jimmy, I'll tell you what, my favorite receipt scanner. I got it right over here. Let me pull it out. My favorite receipt scanner is a ScanSnap. It's a Fujitsu ScanSnap. This is an IX100. Looks sort of like this. You can get these on Amazon for $199. I'm sure you could find it used on eBay for a little bit less than that. I have had this for years. Matter of fact, I'm going to go check my order history, and I believe that this may be the second one. I think I may have lost one in a move, but this is a ScanSnap IX100. No, this is the same one that I've had since 2018. This thing is you can scan to your phone, you can scan to your PC. It is battery operated, so I can take it on a retail arbitrage trip with me, and I can scan those receipts as soon as I come out of the store. That way, I don't have to worry about fading or anything like that. And this thing is an absolute tank. I've had it again for, what is that, 6 years now, almost going on 7 years. It has been an absolute amazing machine, and it handles receipts that are incredibly long. So it will even tackle your CVS receipt for that pack of gum that you bought that's 6 feet long. But then I also use it for regular sheets of paper as well. And it's been fantastic. So ScanSnap IX100. I should have grabbed an affiliate link over on Amazon, but didn't think to do that. Rose from the Philippines. Great to have you. Great to have you. What's up? Hey, from Las Vegas. Paulie, get that. Good to see you. Juan. Great to see you, man. Tony says also highly recommends the Epson RR60 software that comes with it is also nice and fast. That's fantastic. Happy Tanker Tuesday. It is Tanker Tuesday. And I'll tell you what, Chris brings up a good point to go down a little rabbit hole for a moment. we're getting close. We're getting close to not the end. We're getting close to when sales are going to start staggering off, but we've got 10 more days. Tomorrow it'll be 9. Okay. You should have until about the 20th. Matter of fact, if you go in and look at UPS or anything like that, you've got till the 21st, depending on what you have your shipping set to. So if you're doing merchant fulfilled, just hold just a little bit. Be diamond hands for just a little bit longer, and let those folks who are worried sell out, and you'll get your price. All right. Reprice every day. Make sure you're checking what direction the prices are going in. It will recover a little bit. We've got high volumes, going to have a lot of shoppers, and let those people who are tanking the price go ahead and get rid of all their stuff. Kiki, what is going on? Katie, thank you for taking the time out of your Q4 to do these lives. So much valuable information. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do this. This is it's one of the highlights of my day. Hey Brian, what's going on? Great party last week. It was a great time. It was good seeing everybody. Good having a lot of great conversations. All right, David, do you have any thoughts on tactical arbitrage? I find it hard to find anyone not biased or affiliated with them, but I've heard Oliver Flips mention the tool in his sourcing method. So, full disclosure, I've been an affiliate for tactical arbitrage for something like 5 or 6 years. So, I am an affiliate, okay? But I also have a little bit of a voice in how tactical arbitrage is going forward. And I'm able to, tell them what works, what doesn't work, that kind of thing. So I am a fan of tactical arbitrage. I believe that it is a good software tool. I believe that a lot of people have given it some negative press that is unwarranted. It is still the top sourcing automation tool that's out there, in my opinion. There are people who are working to beat them, and that's good. I believe that the marketplace should have competition because it forces everyone to be better. And I think that if you are willing to overcome the learning curve, because the learning curve can be steep, it is a powerful software, especially if you learn the shotgun method to reverse search sourcing. I showed in my live yesterday a very quick tip on how to hack in finding items from Amazon to sell on Walmart. If you're also a Walmart seller, I actually showed 2 different methods for that. And then there's some pretty cool stuff coming. Should I hold with advent calendars too, or should I liquidate while I can? So here's the crazy thing is, yeah, it seems like advent calendar season should be over, but you've probably got a couple more days. I don't know that you've got a full 10 days on advent calendars, but I actually saw an advent calendar today that was still selling incredibly fast because people just get behind and they buy advent calendars on the 14th, the 15th, etc. So if it looks like the item is still selling quickly, then I would probably hold for just a little bit longer. If it has dropped off a cliff, then chances are you're going to need to start liquidating that. And that's one of the things that we really need to pay attention to when we're changing our prices. Okay. If the item has velocity and you can see whether you're using RevSeller or SellerAmp or looking at Keepa, you can see how many units the other sellers have in stock. You can kind of estimate, okay, well, they've got 20 units and this person has 35 units. And then I'm up next with, my 20 units or 50 units or whatever it is, but this item looks to be ranked under 5,000 in the toys and games category or in the grocery and gourmet food category. Can I hold on for another day or two while these people sell out? Hopefully no other sellers come into stock. And then I should be getting the sales. So, but if demand has dropped off and now it's, ranked 50,000 in grocery and gourmet food, well, chances are you're probably going to need to start tanking your price as well. I'm levitating. Hey, what's up, man? I finally have the opportunity to jump into the live show. Glad you're here. I have a situation with FBA. More than 40 sold items on hold for pending payment authorization. Is that normal for the season? Yeah, that is fairly normal. I've got some friends with a couple thousand that are waiting payment authorization. That is just part of the game. It absolutely happens. Shane, what is up? I know that you use Cheddar Soft's tool to store leads. Is it easy to upload and use? I do. I really need to find a way to manage leads and go back to old ones. So the second part of this, you really need to find a way to manage leads and go back to old ones is absolutely true. You need to be sourcing your old leads regularly. Okay. And Cheddar Soft is easy to use. All you've got to do is set up your sheet the way that they require you to, and then get it uploaded. It's also pretty fast. They upload really quickly. All right. I've got a couple more questions, and then I am going to. Sorry. According to Chris Rasick's advent calendar, Christmas Day was a week ago. Yeah, that's often the case. I've got one son who got his advent calendar on November 30th, and I'm pretty sure the entire thing was open by midnight. All right, I am going to share something with you guys, and then we're going to do a couple more questions, and I'm also going to show you guys the tip for this evening. But on starting in January, we are running a Q1 group. You may know that I'm in the middle of running a Q4 group along with Derek Lee, Nate McAllister, and Eli Glakowski. And I personally have given over 600 leads for a total potential profit of about $35,000. Buying 5 units of each one, etc. And that is potential. Of course, we do see price erosion, things like that, things that are unavoidable. But we're going to continue that into Q1, and we're going to have a Q1 group because the sourcing never stops. The need for tailored help never stops. And I'm not going to sell you on it, but here's what I'm going to do. We are giving away one spot to the group. It's going to cost $1,000 for 3 months. All right. We have no fear that everyone will make their money back from the group, either in leads, rabbit trail leads, or just help from 3 sellers who have been around for a very long time. And we're going to be giving away one spot in the group. All right. $1,000 is essentially what we're giving away. But I'm requiring something from you. All right. You have to go enter. And in the description of this video on YouTube, on Facebook, not on Twitter, but in the description of this video, there is a link. It is a gleam.io link. I'm also putting it into the chat right now. It's a gleam.io link. And what you need to do is click on that link, and it will ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I just hit 14,000 subscribers. I was straddling 14,000 for quite some time. It seems like we're far enough over that I should not go under 14,000 again. But for everyone who subscribes to the channel, you will be entered to win a spot in our Q1 group. All right, and that's the Gleam link. I just posted it. If you're on Twitter, I'll post it under the video after the live is over. If you are already subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can go and like a video, comment on a video, and it will do the exact same thing as being subscribed, and you'll be entered as well. So if you want $1,000 from us, more if you actually source some of the leads and go down rabbit trails, click that gleam.io link when you have a second, and we'll be giving someone a free entry into the Q1 group. All right, Juan. When it comes to tactical arbitrage, Chris is the master. I appreciate it. In my opinion, he knows better than Alex. No, I would never admit that. Alex is the GOAT. All right, David. I was wondering if you've heard about the fake postage wave from USPS. I know there are Discord selling labels for 2.5 per. I see there are many people on Amazon that I assume are using them. Yes, Chris and I discussed this several months ago because this has been going on for a while, but I think we discussed it maybe 3 to 6 months ago. And those people are going to get clipped eventually. That's going to happen. The USPS is making strides to handle those fake labels. Now, how well they do, I don't know, but eventually they're going to get in trouble. But I don't know. I don't know how long that will be. And unfortunately, when they are using labels where you can ship, a case of Celsius or whatever for 250, it makes it so that they need a lot slimmer, or they can get a lot slimmer margins than we can when you're shipping correctly. I happen to look at something today that I could go pick up at Target if I wanted to and ship it out. And shipping from Florida to California was $85. It would be almost impossible for me to be able to flip this thing profitably if it went cross country. Tony, people from Ann Arbor need to pay their bills and quit buying Pokemon with EBT. Absolutely. All right. I am struggling with figuring out how to stop FBA Brazil store sales. So inner peace with sesame seeds. I always forget exactly where you need to go inside of Seller Central, but you can turn that off. And unfortunately, I would need to get my authorization at my 2FA app up and everything. But if you will send me a DM, I'll go and look in Seller Central and I'll tell you where to turn that off. I'm levitating. Thank you so much. Thanks, Claudia. Appreciate you. David, just got a section 3. Anything to provide or do besides all ID info, bank account, credit card statement, business info, and invoices? How far back should I get invoices? Give them the invoices they are asking for. So if they're asking for all of your invoices, go ahead and show all of them. If they're asking for a year, go back a year. Give them exactly what they ask for. Now, chances are you're going to have to do a video verification as well. So if you have to do that video verification, make sure that you know the last 4 digits of your credit card on file with Amazon. You know the last 4 digits of your bank account. You know when your Amazon account was created. If you have any VAs, make sure to get an employment contract with them so that Amazon knows what they're doing. If you're using any third-party services like a prep center or anything like that, anything that any services that may have access to your Amazon account that are not already affiliated with Amazon or not Amazon like AWS partners, have some sort of agreement in place with those folks. All right. So I sent in an employment agreement. I sent in an agreement that I have with my prep center just to make sure that all bases were covered for anybody who may have access to the Amazon Seller Central account. And then be overly kind. All right. When you're on your video verification call, be really nice. Make sure that you are doing everything to answer their questions and make sure that you're being helpful. And then when you submit everything, I would highly suggest that you put a cover letter over every different section that you're sending in. So put a cover letter in and say business information, and then what they're going to see. Are they going to get a article of incorporation and a screenshot from your Secretary of State and your EIN information, business bank information, and let them know you're going to see my business bank account. You're going to see my business credit card statement, and each different section has its own. Make sure to put all of those into a single PDF. That way they only have to open up, excuse me. That way they only have to open up one file, not multiple files. All right. Hey, Miles, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here, man. Tony, how is a label good for any weight or any size? Do you tell these black market label merchants what size and weight you need? Yeah, I have no idea. I I went to a website once and I started looking around, but I never clicked through where I'd actually have to pay them or look at anything. So I don't know. I was pretty nervous to be on that site. I didn't want to get cookied or have any malware installed or anything like that. Brandy, thoughts on purchasing a three pack packed by the manufacturer and selling as a single on Amazon? Concerned the receipts could be an issue if an IP claim came up. I don't think you'd have too much of a problem, especially if you could show, hey, this was a three pack. I'm going to use, I'll tell you what, I'm going to use Velveeta mac and cheese as an example. If you go to the grocery store, you can find Velveeta mac and cheese in a three pack. And the UPC on the three pack is different than the UPC that's on each individual box inside that three pack. The each individual box has the UPC that associates to a single box on Amazon. As long as those match up and you can explain what's going on, I really don't think there'd be too much of an issue. But you will have to draw that line for Amazon. Okay. So as long as you feel comfortable being able to explain that to a fifth grader, then it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Do you have any content creators that you like that provide true value for sellers that might be underrated in the space? This is a good question. And David, I like this question, but this one is hard for me. And I'll tell you why. Okay. I don't watch a whole lot of Amazon content. And here's the reason. Okay. I don't ever want to be accused of stealing someone else's slant on a particular topic and use it as my own. And so I'm very careful in watching too much of others' content. I do read emails more than I watch video or anything like that, just because I'm a reader by nature, and so it makes it a little difficult for me to be able to say, hey, here is a content creator that's underrated. I'll tell you what, I mean, Miles, Warner, I'm sure Corey and several others that are out there and are big names in the space. Dave LaCroix is one guy who is excellent. I've known Dave for a long time. He's a great seller, smart businessman, period. And everything I've seen from him is great. Beautiful. Juan popped it in here. Go to the menu in Seller Central, inventory, remote fulfillment with FBA, marketplace enrollment. Uncheck the marketplace you wish to unenroll. Update, unenroll program. Thank you. And thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Yazinid. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's close as I think I'm going to get. But what's the best software for tracking margins and all of that, in your opinion? So if you want to track your true margins and your true profit, you need an accounting software. All right. There is no software out there that is meant to be a replacement for something like QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Bench, or having a bookkeeper handle your books for you. Okay. Even if you're using a Google spreadsheet, a Google sheet, and going out and buying a tracking sheet from someone. Now, there are a lot of there'll be a lot of sheets that have been pre-built by people specifically for e-commerce and inventory-based businesses that you could use inside of Google Sheets. But that's the only way to go to get your true numbers, because if you really want to treat this professionally like a business, having a monthly P&L that you can look over so that you can make decisions based on real numbers at the end of every month, then a accounting software is going to be the way to go. All right. And, I say a bookkeeper, there are folks like Chris Potter, who is going to be an excellent bookkeeper. Make sure that you know your numbers. But outside of that, if you can't come up with the money for a professional bookkeeper like Chris Potter and Tall Oaks Advisors, you can hire people from another country. You can get a fractional bookkeeper from a place like the Philippines and do it at a fraction of the cost. You just have to make sure that they know what they're doing, which can be a little difficult when you may not know what you're doing. Hey, Lem, Miss TA Walmart hack put me in the game. So if you go to my YouTube channel and just look at yesterday's video, I shared it. All right. Okay, I'm going to go in. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and I'm going to show you today's tip. Okay. Like I said a few minutes ago, we've got 10 days left or so to be able to take advantage of merchant fulfilling, or what Miles would call printing the FBM wealth. Okay. So here is a way that you can look for some products where hopefully you can source them locally and be able to flip them merchant fulfilled on Amazon for some money. Okay. And again, if you have questions, make sure to drop them in the chat. I will get back to those questions here in just a moment. But inside of Keepa, we're going to go to the data section. We're going to go to the product finder. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go sales rank, and we're going to go anything under 100,000. Okay. 100,000. Now, that might seem high to some, but we're very likely going to be able to find some listings where there are few sellers, even ranked a little bit higher. And if I only have to compete against 2 sellers on a listing that's ranked 100,000 compared to 150 sellers on a listing that's ranked 1,000, I'm picking the 100,000 all day long. Okay. You could probably even go to 150,000 here, maybe even higher. All right. Then I'm going to run down to the new. This is how much a new seller, whether they're FBA or FBM, is charging. And I'm going to put in the current price. I just want it to be $30 or above. Excuse me. Just $30 or above. Now, the reason I'm doing this is if it's going to be merchant fulfilled, I want to be able to offer free shipping. And I know that it's going to be hard to leave some meat on the bone below that $30 line. Okay. But the other thing I'm going to do is in this 7-day drop section, I'm going to put negative 500 to negative 30. Now, what this is going to do for me is this is going to find all the products that over the past 7 days, the average price has increased from 30% to 500%. All right. So sales rank is under 100,000 currently. The new price on this is $30 or more. And over the past 7 days, the average price has gone up by 30 to 500%. All right. We could choose Amazon out of stock as well if we wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that blank for now. Now, the only other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to scroll down. I am going to choose a category. I'm going to pick some low-hanging fruit. I'm going to go to the toys and games category. It's, of course, a hot category because it is the holidays. It's Christmas time, and people are going to be buying more toys this time of year. And then finally, over the past 30 days, I want the average, over the past 90 days, I want the average new offer count to be 3 or more. And hopefully this will get rid of most of the listings that are private label. All right. Might one sneak through? Yes, absolutely. Okay. But this gets me down to 267 products in the toys and games category for me to go through. I'm going to click on find products, and a lot of people would start at the beginning. Now, how do I have mine set up? It's set up by the current sales rank. So number 22 is right at the top. And if we pull this up, we can see that it very recently jumped in price. Looks like Amazon had it to $24.99, and now this is up to $54.70. We could go and try to find to see if we could find this anywhere and sell it. Okay. But I'm actually going to go to the back of the pack. I'm going to go to the highest ranked ASINs. Okay. And I'm going to start looking through these. Do any of these look interesting to me? And we'll look at this one here. We've got Baby Born. I've never seen this one before. Sorry, it's going to take a minute to load here. Maybe it's not going to load. Let's go back a page. I will be honest, I went through and I looked at this a little bit earlier, so I know exactly what I'm looking for. But the way this works still stands. Okay. But we can scroll through here and we can see all of these items. We got Disney, Pixar cars, Luigi and Guido. This is a 2021 holiday edition, so I'm not going to worry about that. We've got Squishmallow and Transformers, Disney zombies, etc., and so on. We're going to have a bunch of different products in here that we can try to go out and find profitably. Okay. This Big Mouth Billy Bass is up in price. I can't believe people are still buying this thing. But we'll go and we'll look at the Big Mouth Billy, or the the Billy Big Mouth Bass, or whatever it is. See if we can find this profitably and locally if it decides to load. Sure enough, there it is. Number of sellers has gone way down. This price is now up to $79.99. Let's see if we can find this anywhere locally by doing a quick Google search. And it looks like we've got, that's a Bass Pro Shop stuffed bass for kids. This is $40 over here. We're going to open that one up. And I don't know if it's anywhere else. eBay. They don't have that at Sears. Well, let's see what we've got over here. Looks like we got $40. That's from a third-party seller. I'm not interested in that. I'd have to go do a little bit more digging. But this is currently $79.99 on Amazon. Let's just say it was available for $40 over on my local Walmart. Well, I would be able to make a few bucks on this. Even with shipping to California, I would be able, by ground advantage, I'd be able to make about 15 bucks on this. There's 3 FBA sellers. There's 1 FBM seller. As people click through, it looks like, well, they've got collectible here, but it looks like $79.99 from the FBA sellers. Same price from the third-party FBM sellers. This would be something that I would flip if I could find it locally. Okay. But if you go through this list of 267 products, I guarantee you should be able to find 1 or 2 or 5 products that you could go out tonight, pick up at your local Walmart, Kroger, Meijer, Target, etc., and be able to flip on Amazon merchant fulfilled and make money this evening. Okay? All right. I hope that was helpful. Let me go in and answer a few more questions, and then we're going to wrap it up for tonight. All right. Let's see here. David, is there a threshold that sellers cross that you think people should really start tracking their accounting? And do you have any thoughts on using BrickSeek for sourcing? In my opinion, you really should be tracking your bookkeeping from day one. You want to treat this like a business. And if you want to be taxed by the tax man like a business, you need to make sure to keep track of your numbers like a business. Okay. Even if you're not profitable, all right, there are tax advantages to that. A business does not have to be profitable for up to, I think, 3 years in a row. After that, it becomes what's called a hobby business, and you no longer are eligible for the tax benefits, if I recall. All right. Don't hold me to that. I'm not a CPA or anything like that. I just hear people smarter than me talk, and then I parrot what they say. But the minute you have that LLC, the minute you have that business, you now get taxed like a business. You might as well take advantage of anything that you possibly can. And plus, if you make $600 or more, the IRS wants to know. So might as well start it from day one, because if you don't, then you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to catch up. And that's either going to cost you time or money, and time is money. So really, it costs you money. Everyday unicorns. Hey, I appreciate that. OA Challenge is the gold standard. I really, really appreciate that. Christine, any knowledge or insight into buying an Amazon seller account that also comes with wholesale brand relationships? Um, I don't know a lot of people who have sold their Amazon accounts that come with the wholesale brand relationships. I do know of a person or two who have sold their contracts with wholesalers, but they were exclusive contracts that had a lot of time left on those contracts. So here is my opinion. This is not going to be the most popular opinion, I think, but if you just have relationships with wholesalers that are just distribution companies, then you don't really have an asset. Because if I can call them, if I find them and call them, and I can also get my foot in the door, then there's not really a whole lot of equity there, other than the fact that, well, you've done the work and you maybe introduce, and that relationship stays a little bit more stable. But again, I could do that work on my own. If it's a brand exclusive of some sort, then there is likely if it's a brand exclusive or some sort of exclusive relationship where it's only you and you're allowed to take that exclusive relationship and pass it off to someone else, now you've got something. Okay. You've got something that you could say, hey, I've made, let's just say $1,000 over the past year from this exclusive relationship that I have rights to. Well, I obviously should get a multiple for this. And I would imagine it would be a 3 to 5 times multiple, depending on the size, profitability, etc. In my opinion. Now, if you have something like this, reach out to me. I'm open to talk to that. Big mouth Billy Bass. That's like 20 years. You know what? I saw a pet rock at Barnes and Noble just the other day, Tony. Apparently it's on its way back. My pet rock was so realistic it used to pee on the carpet. Brianna, can you explain the payments through Amazon and account level reserve? Does it mean it can pay you after the return window for the buyer? So I'll need to go and refresh my memory on the account level reserve, but I believe that account level reserves are not released until 7 days after the delivery of the item to the buyer. And then that money is released to you. I believe that's the case. I don't think it's after the return window. That would be absolutely horrible. The account level reserve is already horrible for cash flow, but having people have to wait 30 days or in Q4, 90 days past the delivery date, that would be horrible. The green white overlay. I'm not sure what green white overlay you mean, man. Sorry. Deal Hunter, why why do I not want to buy from a third-party seller on Walmart even when the price was right? Well, the reason being is that I have purchased from third-party sellers on Walmart in the past, and 100% of the time, the items were counterfeit. Now, that may be getting a little bit better with some more professional sellers from Amazon making their way over to Walmart, but I would prefer not to have to show Amazon an invoice from Walmart that has a third-party seller on it, because in all my time on Amazon, they have not accepted those. Is IP Alert 100% foolproof? And if no, if we see something with IP Alert, do we buy it even if the offer count seems good? No, there is. So here's the thing about IP Alert or any software claiming to track IP complaints. It cannot be 100% correct all the time, because the market changes all the time. And I have two really good examples. The first one is Starbucks. A couple of years ago, around Q4, Starbucks started issuing IP complaints against all of their mugs and tumblers, but they left the coffee alone. All right. So we added Starbucks. A couple of weeks later, they pulled back. They absolutely stopped. There was no more complaints, and there have not been since. And so we pulled Starbucks off. Walgreens is another one. Walgreens started issuing IP complaints about their brand, and then they stopped, and then they started doing it again, and then they stopped, and it's been off there for a while. So, what IP Alert does is it gives you a warning. Hey, you need to go look a little bit deeper, and you can do whatever you want. If you can sell this according to Amazon, and you're not really worried about it, go ahead and sell it. But if you get an IP complaint, you were warned. It happens. And we do try to remove brands. We don't want to scare sellers. Otherwise, IP alerts would just show up on every single listing. We just want to try to help sellers not have to deal with these IP complaints if necessary. David, just want to say thank you so much for the great content. Absolutely, man. Really appreciate it. Free gifts that come with OA orders. Do you sell them? Sometimes they're on the invoice, other times they are not. If they are on the invoice, yes, we do sell them. Brad, for the Walmart sellers, I have a question. What is the correct action to take when a customer requests a cancellation for an order so my account does not get dinged? I have acknowledged the order and have not shipped it yet. When I hit the cancel button on the top right of the order page, the warning about canceling orders will negatively affect your account still pops up. Just want to make sure I don't hurt my metrics and do it the correct way. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you. But next Monday, we'll be interviewing a Walmart seller, Sarah. She goes by Arbitrage Avenue on the socials, and we'll make sure to ask that question. Deal Hunter, any thoughts on selling on Walmart platform? Do they have the same requirements to get in and ungating like Amazon? Their requirements to get in are actually a little bit steeper, if I recall. I had to submit my LLC paperwork and all of that stuff. And once I was verified, then I was in. And they do have ungating, yes, but their ungating is not days. Apparently, it can be weeks or months in some cases. Which platform do you recommend other than Amazon and eBay? It's not a bad idea to have a Walmart account. Outside of that, Poshmark, Mercari would be other places that you could sell. Hey, Nita, what's going on? Oh, happy to provide in-depth answers. It's no good if they're not in-depth answers. Thanks for that Keepa game before. Not sure if it was yesterday or day before. You're using Amazon's algo to use to find new product. Yep, we've done that as well. I think that it wasn't yesterday. It was probably the day before. Nita, I have a section 3 I'm dealing with. I have a call scheduled. I saw your video for that to do everything right. Anything I can do to speed up the process, it's for one ASIN I got from Walmart. There's not really going to be anything you can do to speed up the process. You are at the will of Amazon now. Okay, so answer the questions as well as you can, as fully as you can. Be incredibly nice. Okay, not like over the top nice, but just be professional. Get your paperwork into Amazon as quickly as possible, but make sure that it's thorough and clean and clear. Okay, show it to your spouse or your partner or one of your teenage kids or a neighbor and say, hey, if you're looking at this, what do you think you're seeing? And if they can say, oh, well, I'm seeing your business information and I'm seeing a receipt here and I'm seeing, EIN and business bank account, et cetera, and so on. If they can understand it, chances are the Amazon seller support can understand it. And that's what you really need. You need them to understand it and know everything is above board. All right. Do you know anyone doing private label or wholesale that has their own personal website? Yeah, Corey Ganem, who teaches the Wholesale Challenge. He has a website where some of his wholesale products sell. It's not something that he pushes, but he's got a website, I think it's a Shopify. And then there are several private label folks on Twitter who also have websites. Michael, I can't think of his name, Michael Patrone on Twitter. I know that he's been selling on his own website, and there are several others. All right, 2 quick questions, and then we're going to wrap this up here. Which software do you use on Amazon to check BSR? Is it RevSeller? Looks like it has more quick features than SellerAmp. I use Keepa and RevSeller and SellerAmp. I'm a user of all of them. The one you saw active today was RevSeller. Which categories, if you're going to go get RevSeller, make sure to use code PRO20. That'll get you a 30-day free trial and $20 off the first year. It'll cost you like $79 for the year. Which categories would you be looking at for Q1? I am agnostic when it comes to category because all categories sell through in Q1. Kids still have birthdays in Q1 and people are still buying toys. Kids also complain to their parents and are upset they didn't get the toy they asked for Christmas, and they get those in Q1. But if you're looking for things that are going to pick up in volume, you're going to want to look at, the places where fat burners are, which is going to be supplements. You're going to want to look for, think of all the things that people do in Q1. There's going to be calendars that sell faster. There's going to be journals that sell faster. There are going to be exercise equipment and workout clothing and workout shoes. And, look at all of the big list of people who are creating resolutions, which they'll quit on January 18th. That's science, by the way. But they're going to buy all those items to make them feel like they completed it. All right. All right, guys. That is it for today. Now, tomorrow we'll be here at 5 p.m. Eastern instead of 5:30 to do this all over again, talk a little bit of news and answer your questions with my co-host, Chris Rasick. And before we go, make sure to hit the description wherever you might be. Hit that gleam.io link. Get registered. All you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you will be registered to win a spot in our Q1 leads and mastermind group that is going to have $1,000 price tag on it. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep crushing. Be kind to each other and good selling. Talk to you tomorrow, guys.